Hart and Princess Anne with the sunglasses looking on. Watch me, countrymen. Next up will be the Frenchman Pierre Durand, 31 years of age, from a village near Bordeaux, and a real surprise to make it to the Final Four.
Well, he really wasn't a surprise to make it to the Final Four because he is the best horse-rider combination in France. In other words, he really gets along with the horse Japelou that he normally rides. However, he is not regarded as one of the top riders on other horses.
And he is riding Abdullah right now, which is the horse normally ridden by Conrad Homfeld.
Abdullah is a 15-year-old Trakehner stallion, the only stallion in the competition. He's owned by Sue and Terry Williams, who probably for the first time in this horse's life are rooting against him.
Durand got off to a disastrous start. 8 faults on his own horse, Japelou. And then he had 12 faults on Mr. T. Doing quite well in this round.
What he has to do is try to ride the horse like his regular rider, Conrad. Conrad rides with a very quiet hand, but a firm one. He doesn't do any jerking.
Hear the oohs and ahs of this crowd, anticipated, expected to be 60,000 in the background.
He's keeping it smooth. That's good. Whoop.
Oops. Pierre Durand finishes this round with 4 faults. That gives him a total of 24 through 3 rounds. Conrad Homfeld still with a chance to win the gold medal. Currently in 2nd place. And now Gail Greenough, the first woman in this sport ever to make it to the Final Four. She's had just a miraculous week here and has become the heartthrob of the crowd as much by the warmth of her personality as the excellence of her equestrian skills. Clean in the first 2, 26 years old, from Edmonton in Canada.
She's riding the British horse, Raffles Apollo, who is the oldest horse of the 4. He's 16-year-old. He's an Irish gelding.
Close.
Now, this is the horse that Gail could really have problems with. This is the strongest horse of the whole competition. He can really pull your arms off. And that's where a lot of people think Gail's going to have a tough problem, is really just physically holding him back.
How's she doing so far?
Very, very well, except for that rub going in. She couldn't hold him back quite enough. He got a rub. It didn't come down, though.
She is the first woman in the Final Four, also the first Canadian to make it to the Final Four. And the triple coming up.
Tight turn there.
Watch with the crowd.
Ooh, lucky there.
She's done it again. Gail Greenough for the day, 3 clean rounds.
This crowd is really going crazy. They've really adopted her as their favorite.
So Gail Greenough moves into 1st place. Conrad Homfeld 2nd, Nick Skelton 3rd, and Pierre Durand is 4th.
They gave it a 4-cylinder, 16-valve jewel of an engine and the most sophisticated suspension outside the racing world, and even a rear aerodynamic wing. Then they gave it a name, the Mercedes-Benz 2.316. And the rest is performance history, or soon will be. Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
Have you looked at Allstate homeowners insurance rates lately?
Nope.
They may be lower than you think.
They are low.
Leave it to the good hands, people. Leave it to the good hands, people.
Bring your policy into Allstate and compare. See how low our rates really are.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
They're low.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Gail Greenough is our leader through 3 rounds. These are the best riders in the world, but not every ride this week has been perfect. Watch. one of those looks like it hurts, and you're going to tell me it doesn't.
No, it does. Many times it does.
Now back to the serious business at hand. Here is Conrad Homfeld, currently in second place. This is his final ride. He is riding Mr. T, a horse that has proven difficult today.
A big surprise that he has been difficult. Everybody thought he'd be the easiest horse to ride, and he's had 2 disastrous rides. We saw what happened to Nick when he went into the triple combination. Conrad really has a problem. Those are carryover effects, really.
From the one bad ride from the Frenchman.
Sure, this horse, he almost knows the course. He's been around it 3 times. He knows Conrad's going to turn right coming up. And he's going to get anxious at the jumps. And he knows he hasn't really been enjoying his afternoon.
Tough one here. Ooh. Oh, close. Are these as skittish as thoroughbreds, these horses?
Absolutely, and many of them in jumping competitions are thoroughbreds. We don't happen to be seeing any today, but they all have the same brain, really.
One more, and then the triple combination before the main grandstand. Homfeld with 8 faults so far. Good. Excellent ride. Excellent ride by Conrad Homfeld from Southampton, New York. A clean ride in the 4th and final round. And the crowd most appreciative. Now Gail Greeno, first woman ever in the finals.
George, my hands are shaking.
I can understand why. What a story she can write. Nick Skelton, of course, is up next. Gail Greeno has to wait. Skelton riding Abdullah, the horse normally ridden by Conrad Homfeld. He's been the best rider in Europe this year, right?
For the last several years. He's an incredibly talented rider.
29 years old.
Now, he saw, obviously, what Pierre Durand did in the previous ride. That was when Pierre really got too active in the middle of the triple and inverted the... Oof.
Got a break.
Well, that rail shook for a while. It's still up.
Did not fall. Now, numbers 4 and 5 have proven very difficult. There's 4. See him rate the horse. Pull him back.
That is a 5-stride distance. That means the horse takes 5 galloping strides, but they're very short strides. That's why the riders have to bring him back with their hands. The bridles are really the brakes. And your legs are the accelerator.
Now, Nick Skelton from Great Britain with 3 more to go. Safely over the 3rd. A clean ride for Skelton. The only misfortune he had here in the individual championships came in the 3rd round on Mr. T when he had the problem at the first portion of the triple combination. Gail Greeno is in the lead. Homfeld second.
The legendary Mercedes-Benz SL Coupe Roadster. To every reason you ever had for wanting to drive it, you can now add one more. A mighty 5.6-liter light alloy V8 engine. 227 horsepower. Infinite driving excitement. The Mercedes-Benz 560 SL.
17 hours. That's how long it took us to paint this house with a brush. Then we painted it in just 6.5 hours with a Wagner Power Painter. This wicker chair took over an hour, but less than 5 minutes with a Wagner Power Painter. A shutter that took 20 minutes, a Power Painter finished in only 3. It's a tool so versatile, it has a flexible spray tip and a way to draw paint right from a can. Now get a $10 rebate from Wagner on selected Power Painters or the Power Roller.
This CBS Sports Special, the 1986 World Horse Jumping Championships, was sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, automotive sponsor of the World Horse Jumping Championships, and by Wagner. When it comes to painting, Wagner does a better job.
Gail Greeno has the lead going into her final ride. Homfeld second, Skelton third, and Durand is fourth. He has already completed his final ride. And here is the 26-year-old young lady from Edmonton who now lives in Toronto with a chance to make history by becoming the first woman to ever win the individual world horse jumping title. No lock yet, though.
At one time, the women had a separate championship because they were felt to be inferior to the men. Boy, we're sure not seeing that case today.
Isn't that true? She's had 3 clean rounds so far today, and this crowd has just absolutely adopted her.
She has no means wrapped it up, though. This horse had 8 faults with his regular rider. That shows how difficult he is.
This is Japalou, the horse normally ridden by the Frenchman Pierre Durand.
Easy around the turn.
That's 4. That's 5. She can knock down 1 rail and still win. If she knocks down 2 rails, she goes into a jump off with Conrad Homfeld. Now this amazing young lady is only 3 jumps away from writing an extraordinary story in sport. 3, 2, 1 more. She has done it. At the age of 26, this delightful gal with a dimpled smile has become the first woman to ever win the World Horse Jumping Championship. The Canadians who are here love it.
No Canadian has ever won the World Championships.
Conrad Homfeld finishes 2nd. And he appreciates the effort of Gail Greeno. Now let's go down to our champion with Robert Ridley.
What does it feel like to be the first women's world champion, first Canadian?
I'm really tongue-tied. I'm really excited. I mean, it's just happened. I can't believe it. It's going to take months for it to settle in. I'm just really excited. I'm going to cry.
She was perfect today. Conrad Homfeld finishes 2nd. Nick Skelton 3rd. Pierre Durand 4th. For Robert Ridland, I'm Vern Lundquist. Goodbye from Aachen. Sunday is next, featuring a 10-round middleweight bout live from Las Vegas. Milt McCrory against Doug DeWitt from Canada. Also, same-day coverage of the Tour de France. The American equestrian team wins the team gold medal here in Aachen. And Gail Greeno becomes the first woman to win the individual title.
Nobody has lower fares than United to more cities across this land. North to south, east to west, only United has low fares to all 50 states.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Former world champion Milton McCrory takes on highly ranked middleweight Doug DeWitt. Plus, America's bid at the Tour de France continues on CBS Sports next. This is CBS.